joined now by Mark Flynn from the Construction Engineering Division in Spectrum. Mark, thanks for joining the podcast.
Good to be here, thank you.
The construction engineering, what does that involve? What's your sort of the sort of spectrum of people that you work with?
Pretty much covering every angle in the perception of construction, right through to general operatives, right through to project managers. I'm currently working on a couple of senior placements for two major projects within the Central Belt, major civils, roadworks, groundworks, drainage, earthworks, etc. As well as that, we do plant operators, CPCS plant operators for excavation work, drainage work and supplementary work on the sites.
I know Spectrum have this policy of trying to recruit people or recruiters who have experience in the industry, and you have some valuable experience in the engineering industry, I believe.
Absolutely. I worked for General Electric, a division of GE. For a couple of years I was senior recruiter, which involved international recruitment on technical specification operatives, if you like, TAs, technical advisors, field engineers within the power industry, which predominantly was offshore based, and also in power stations and the early start of the new power revolution, which obviously is the wind farms, supplying technicians to service, to install and to retrofit these large wind turbines that you see dotted along the landscape, if you like, which pretty much was a busy market within Europe prior to 2008, but it seems to have obviously flattened out a bit. However, like everything else, it's got to come back up again, and I feel now is the right time to be in because of the present economic climate. The clients are unsure as to whether to take on permanent, or they would more or less opt for the contract staff at this particular moment in time until obviously the economy builds again. And that's where I feel that we've got a fantastic advantage, where we should be pushing that and you know, promoting the fact that we have the skills who, although maybe suffered at the beginning of the bad times, if you like, are now available and pretty much ready for work.
I suppose coming from an engineering background, you're able to actually discuss these options with potential employers as to whether it's full-time contract, part-time, whatever, because you understand the industry.
Absolutely. I mean, like everything else, you know, the applicants or the candidates ask me pretty much the same question, you know, how long is it for? And I give the, you know, my stock experienced answer is, you know, I've had, you know, technicians who were supposed to be on a job for a week who remained on the job for 3 years, and I've obviously had highly skilled technicians who were put on 3-year contracts who haven't lasted a month. So it's very much a fit and niche market where you have to make sure that the people who are qualified can actually do what they're qualified to do, if you like.
And I know that's one of the things you focus on here, that you actually put the right candidates into the right jobs.
Absolutely, and again, it's getting to know your candidates, and after all, they're basically oils and wheels of industry. It's the people themselves, and I'm a great believer in, you know, reading every CV I ever receive in order to take firstly what I can get with regards to the knowledge of my clients, and also what I can get for them with markets they've maybe not thought about, because obviously with the renewable industry, renewable energy, there's a lot of transferable skills out there. Mechanical, electrical, you know, technical, data comms, they're all sort of intermingled with this particular market where these skills are very valued.
Okay, that's a bit about what you do in Spectrum. We're just trying to get a wee bit of an idea of what people do when they're actually relaxing and away from the workplace. So what do you get up to when you're not actually being worked hard by Gary and the rest of the Spectrum office here?
Well, to be honest, I've only recently begun to find a wee bit more spare time to myself. I'm sort of again a born again biker, if you like, as well. I'm just about to go for my CBT at the weekend, which again will reintroduce me to motorcycling, which I've been wanting to do for a wee while. But being a father of 4 kids, it's been quite a busy time for me on the family front. My kids are pretty much, my eldest is now 21, my youngest is 13, and we also foster children as well. So there's a lot of activity has to be aimed with regards to their spare time, if you like, out with school or whatever, and we greatly enjoy taking them out and obviously getting them involved as well. I've started hill walking. I've done a couple of hills in the past 3 or 4 weeks. I'll be doing one again at the weekend, and my eyes starting to drift towards the classic car scene again. Having been back to my youth, if you like, I served my time as a mechanic, and I still admire the cars that were built then, although they weren't the best. The Austin Leyland Marinas and Minis and the Triumph Heralds and stuff. So I'm always kind of looking with an eye out for good bargains with regards to restoration.
They seem to have a bit of character, these old cars.
Absolutely, and having been to many shows, classic car shows, it just sort of regenerates the memory when you're in about these cars, and the memories come back with a smell. Believe it or not, you picture yourself when when my parents had such cars, and it was a happy time. So it's something that I'd like to go back and let my kids experience. Although they laugh when I tell them the age of the car, it's inconceivable for them that there was cars in no day, but no, I really enjoy the spectacle of the car shows, and as I say, I'm trying to get back into.
Yeah, and the bike thing, is that influenced by Gary and his Spectrum's sponsorship of the bike team?
I wouldn't say influenced as such, but it's sort of been reignited, and I forget just how enjoyable it was. Then when I was younger, we always had dirt bikes. We were always porting around with them, building them, and over the parks and doing the stuff that kids do, and getting the injuries that come with it. But it's been a lull in that part of my life, simply because a member of my family was badly injured in a motorcycle accident back in the 70s in a speedway bike. So my family aren't sort of that way inclined, and I've decided that I don't think about my father, who's 83. He's still pretty much the head of the family, believe it or not, and what he says goes. So I wouldn't dream of riding up to his house on a bike, because I'd probably wake up in intensive care, but and that wouldn't be through an accident, I can assure you. But it's a wish, and it's a kind of a kind of guarded sort of ambition, if you like. It's just I'll maybe just start dabbling in it now and getting things done in order, rather than go out and just getting a bike for the sake of it. I want the whole experience to be properly done.
Great. Thanks for joining the podcast today. Good luck with the search for a classic car. Good luck with the hill walking, and we'll maybe catch up with you a bit later in the year and find out how things are going business-wise.
Absolutely. Thanks very much. Thank you.